Today, let's delve into the vital world of cybersecurity and understand the framework that serves as a guide for organizations to safeguard their digital landscapes. This framework is not just a set of rules, it's a roadmap meticulously designed to reduce cybersecurity risks, align with organizational goals, meet legal requirements, and incorporate industry best practices. At its core lies the ISO/IEC 27001 standard, a generic information security management standard applicable to any organization, irrespective of its size or industry. This standard is more than a document, it's a versatile tool that organizations can leverage to manage and control information security risks effectively. Now, let's explore the Information Security Management Standard, or ISMS. It's a comprehensive set of interconnected elements encompassing policies, procedures, processes, plans, practices, roles, responsibilities, resources, and structures. Together, these elements work in harmony to protect and preserve the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. So, why do we need a cybersecurity framework? Well, it serves multiple purposes. It helps us understand our security status, establish or improve cybersecurity programs, communicate cybersecurity requirements with stakeholders, identify opportunities for new standards, and integrate privacy and civil liberties considerations into our cybersecurity strategies. In essence, it provides a common language and systematic methodology for managing cyber risks. Let's talk about the business value of this cybersecurity framework. The benefits are substantial. It reduces the time and expense of starting an information security program, mitigates risks within existing programs by identifying areas for improvement, and enhances efficiency while reducing the possibility of miscommunication with stakeholders like partners, suppliers, regulators, and auditors. Now, the framework comes with a set of features that make it truly powerful. It helps organize the reconciliation of legislation, regulation, policy, and industry best practices. It guides organizations in managing their information security programs and provides a structured way to measure the current state while expressing the desired state. The ISO 27000 family of standards is an essential component of this framework, offering a suite of tools to address different aspects of information security. From vocabulary and definitions to risk management, these standards enrich our approach to cybersecurity. When it comes to ISO 27001, it's the powerhouse dealing with every possible vulnerability and threat to information. It introduces 11 major categories of controls or countermeasures, known as domains, comprising 133 countermeasures to control vulnerabilities and threats. Now, let's break down the steps to establish a cybersecurity program. It starts with defining the program's scope, identifying threats and vulnerabilities, and defining the current profile and tier. Then, we assess both potential and emerging risks, establish the target profile and tier, identify gaps in the program, and finally, execute the plan to establish the cybersecurity program. Lastly, we have the information security control objectives. These are critical for a robust cybersecurity posture. They are: establish an internal information security organization. Protect your organization's mobile devices and telework. Emphasize security prior to employment. Emphasize security during employment. Emphasize security at termination of employment. Establish responsibility for corporate assets. Develop an information classification scheme. Control how physical media are handled. To control access to your organization's information and information processing facilities. To ensure that only authorized users gain access to your organization's systems and services. Protect user authentication. Control access to systems. To use cryptography to protect the confidentiality, authenticity, and integrity of information. To prevent unauthorized physical access to information and information processing facilities. To prevent the loss, theft, damage, or compromise of equipment and the operational interruptions that can occur. To ensure that information processing facilities are operated correctly and securely. To protect information and information processing facilities against malware. To prevent the loss of data, information, software, and systems. To record information security events and collect suitable evidence. To protect the integrity of your organization's operational systems. To prevent the exploitation of technical vulnerabilities. To minimize the impact that audit activities could have on systems and processes. To protect information in networks and to safeguard the information processing facilities that support them. To protect information while it's being transferred both within and between the organization and external entities. To ensure that security is an integral part of information systems and is maintained throughout the entire lifecycle. To ensure that security is designed into information systems and implemented throughout the development lifecycle. To protect and control the selection and use of data and information when it is used for system testing purposes. To protect corporate information and assets that are accessible by suppliers. To ensure that suppliers provide the agreed upon level of service and security. To ensure that information security incidents are managed effectively and consistently. To ensure that information processing facilities will be available during a disaster or crisis. To comply with legal, statutory, regulatory, and contractual information security obligations and requirements. To ensure that information security is implemented and operated in accordance with policies and procedures. In conclusion, this cybersecurity framework is not just a technical document, it's a guide to building a resilient digital future. By understanding its principles, organizations can establish effective cybersecurity programs, reduce risks, and safeguard their information. Thank you for joining this exploration of the cybersecurity landscape.